YouTube, good evening. I got another one for y'all. Writing this one last night really allowed me to hone in on how far my mindset has shifted, right? There's certain things that happens throughout the day, and there's obviously certain things that happens throughout just the course of my life lately that allows me to see how my brain has shifted. This is clearly a disclaimer, guys. I still don't have it all together, right? This ain't a channel for me to come out here and preach to y'all, beat y'all down, and call you all these different names, because I struggle with some of this shit too. But I'm giving you the thought process. I'm giving you where it started and how I'm doing, so that when these things happen to you, as you get further along in your journey, you'll have the tools to know how to handle it. Because everybody can't tell you how to handle cravings. Everybody can't tell you how to handle, the psychological pull of those last 10, 15 pounds. That shit is real, because that scale don't move, and it's easy to fall back into certain patterns when your environment change. But what doesn't change is the discipline that you built. What doesn't change is the person that you became. What doesn't change is your standards, because now you have all these things and they've become who you are if you've done the other side of this, not just the physical, but the mental and emotional as well. So the journal entry I wrote last night, or actually, around this time, I think I was addicted to starting over. I realized something tonight, and honestly, it's very frustrating, pissed me off in most ways. For years, I kept telling myself I was addicted to food. But the more I think about it, I don't think that's what I was addicted to. I think I was addicted to starting over. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? But hear me out. There's a weird high that comes from saying Monday changes everything. You buy the groceries, you throw the junk food away, you watch YouTube videos, you make the workout plan, you buy new gym shoes, you tell your friends, this time I'm serious. And for a few hours, you feel like a brand new man. You actually believe that shit. The fucked up part, you haven't done a damn thing yet. You haven't lost a pound. You haven't lifted a single weight. You haven't gone for a walk. You haven't kept a single promise. But somehow, you already feel better. Because hope feels great. That's what I was addicted to. That was my dopamine, not the discipline, the fantasy. The fantasy that tomorrow's version of me was finally going to save today's version of me. And every time I failed, I'd do it all over again. Next Monday, after my birthday, after vacation, January 1st, after this weekend, one last fuck it meal. Funny how my last fuck it meal had about 340 sequels. Every restart made me feel like I was changing without actually having to change. I kept confusing preparation with progress. Buying meal prep containers isn't discipline. Writing goals isn't discipline. Posting motivational quotes is not discipline. Talking about change isn't changing, it's just talking, right? I wasn't building a new life. I was rehearsing the one I wanted. And the crazy part is, every time I quit, I already knew what I was gonna say. My excuses were same day shipping, Amazon Prime. I'll just start over. Almost like failing wasn't the end. It was just part of the routine. Think about how fucked up that is. I became so comfortable with quitting that quitting became part of my plan. I wasn't planning to succeed. I was planning my next comeback. And everybody loves a comeback story, especially the one that they keep telling themselves. But one day, something changed. Not because I got more motivated. Not because I found the perfect diet. Not because I finally slowed the fuck down. I got tired. I got tired of meeting the version of myself. I got tired of meeting the same version of myself every Monday. I got tired of giving tomorrow's responsibilities. That belonged to me today. Then I asked myself one question. What if there isn't another beginning? What if I just don't stop this time? No grand announcement, no countdown, no new me, no dramatic speech, no nothing. Just keep going. Miss a workout? Go tomorrow. Eat something off plan? Eat better at the next meal. Bad week? Have a better one next week. No restart. No funeral for the plan. Just continue. That's when everything changed, because I finally realized discipline isn't built by how many times you start. It's built by how many times you convince yourself that you have to. Today, I don't get excited about Mondays no more. I don't need January 1st. I don't need a new month. I don't need perfect timing because I've learned something I wish somebody would have taught me years ago. You don't build a new life by consistently starting over. You build it by refusing to keep fucking stopping. And maybe that's what finally set me free. The day, not the day that I started, but the day I stopped wanting to start all over again, right? So I'm saying that to basically say maybe your problem isn't that you keep failing. Maybe it's that you've gotten so good at starting over, you've never learned how simply to keep going. That hit me very, very hard as I was writing that because that was my life. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, right? So can you imagine how many times I would tell my lady, oh man, you know what? I'm all in. And then she would actually cook me meals, only for me to eat them for about 3-4 days. And on that fourth or fifth day, I'm at the store or I'm in my office and somebody orders some goofy shit, and I come home to a full thing of food. And not only did I waste the food, but I wasted her time because it's like she could have been doing something else, but she was sitting there trying to support me. I took it for granted because, oh, it's just food. I'll start another day. You know what I mean? You know how fucked up that is? But you don't realize it because you're living in it. You don't realize that you keep fucking this off. You keep starting over. That was just a routine. Start over, start over, start over, start over. And it wasn't deep to me at the time, but as I reflect on it, all I did was keep breaking promises to myself. That's what led to me not being able to trust myself with myself. That's what led me to not really caring about my own word because I kept letting myself down because of this start over. But I don't have to worry about that anymore because my thought process and my brain shifted. You know, back in the day, if I'm on a diet or a cut, I don't even call it a diet anymore. I just call it cutting or a lean bulk, cutting or a lean bulk, right? So even the way I frame it is different. The way I look at it is different. The way I even word it is way different. So it's easy for me now. Like today, I made some crawfish and lobster crab wonton egg rolls for the kids or whatnot. So we still got some left over. And I would look at them when they put them out on the counter and stuff because they just take something out of the microwave and don't put the shit back, right? So I end up putting it back. I can't lie to y'all. I still don't have my shit together. It's certain things that I'm working on because this is y'all seeing this real time. I'm like I said before, I'm not here to stand on no mountain and look down on y'all and tell you that you fucked up because these are things that I go through every day myself. And don't get me wrong, there was 3 times out of the day to where I wanted to put 4 or 5 of them in the air fryer and just smash them. But then I thought about it and I got real like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But then it's like, that's not really who you are, bro. I was like, huh? And I had a conversation with myself like, bro, that's not really who you are. You really don't want that. You think you want it, but you just don't want it. What you really want is a protein shake. I was like, the fuck? And that's exactly what I wanted. Man, look, I went over my calories by 200, but I don't give a damn. It was with a protein shake because one thing that I keep forgetting, guys, and this happens whenever, because it just becomes so a part of the grind. It becomes ingrained into your grind. I don't really like to count the calories that I burn doing my walk. I don't like to count the calories that I burn doing my workout because I feel like they're so standard. That's just a part of what we do, right? I forget that shit. That I got a bank full of deposits that I made that I can take withdrawal from. But I didn't want to do too much of that. I was like, man, let me stick on the plan. It's too easy. So instead of me smashing 3, 4, 5, or 6 of those fucking crab and crawfish egg rolls, I just had a protein shake. You know, I finished out my meals. I did everything I was supposed to do. And anything I want, even if I would have did it, I wouldn't even got mad. I was been like, all right, cool, I'm back on track tomorrow. I'm back on track tomorrow. That simple. It's not, oh, let me start over. No, I'll go back to the diet on Monday because that's not who I am no more. I still want the healthy foods. As a matter of fact, I can't wait till I reverse diet and can go back up because I'm just going to eat more of the same shit I eat now. You know, instead of 170 grams of salmon, I'm hoping I can get 300 grams of salmon. Instead of 200 grams of chicken breast, I want 400 grams of chicken breast. Instead of 60 grams of sweet potatoes or potatoes, I want 200 grams of sweet potatoes or potatoes. You know what I mean? Like, I want all of those things back. The broccoli can stay at 500 grams. I eat that every day, about 400 grams of broccoli every day. So that can stay where that's at. But the other things that's more satiating, I understand that this is a part of the process, right? You're gonna look worse before you look better. So I gotta go through the stringy, watery look at first. And then once you get down to where you need to go and you reverse back up, that's when your muscles pop. That's when everything starts to look good. And I even found that when you reversing back up and you eating more calories, that tends to shrink you up even more too. It's a weird science, but it happens like that. And I tell myself all the time, you're not perfect, right? You have to account for some of the things that you have or what you don't have. So that's why going to the gym is mandatory for me every day, whether I feel like going or fucking not. I will get my 6 to 7 hours of sleep though, and just adjust my time accordingly because I still need to go. That's not a place to where I go just to hang out. That's a place I go to remind myself, hey, regardless of what life throws at you, you've been able to make the biggest change a lot of people just don't have the dedication to make. They don't have the consistency to make. You changed your mind. Fuck my body. That's gonna look good regardless. It's the mindset that changed. I'm not starting over Monday. I'm not waiting till my birthday. I'm not waiting for January 1st. None of that shit. It's just, hey, I'll just get back on track tomorrow. But I haven't had many of those days. You know, I think the one day that I had like that this week, I was just, hey, when you doing a lot of activity, when you walking a lot, you lifting and you restricted in the calories and you walking out here in this heat, you burn more calories than you think. And that's the shit I don't really care for because you're not thinking about that. You so ingrained into what you're doing. It's like, nah, man, that don't mean shit. I'm just walking until your ass get lightheaded and you slump. Until you realize, like, damn, why do I got this insatiable craving for some fucking water? And guys, I tell you, I fucking slumped over about a week ago. You know, I slumped over in that heat. Had to eat some peanuts. Had to eat a oat bar because I needed the calories. I needed the carbs because I was simply depleted. And that's not shit that you think about because you so into it. It's just second nature not to eat the goofy shit. It's second nature not to stop by and get that Andy's custard or that burger. You know, it's okay. I'm far past that. Like, even tomorrow, I know for me, I want to fuck something up tomorrow. But I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to still eat my banana before my workout because, yes, I work out on the weekends. That's not a rest time for me, except for Sunday, of course. But Saturday, yes, I'm going to do chest. I'm going to go ahead and get everything I need. So I'm going to eat my banana before my workout. I'm going to take my pre-workout. I'm for sure going to have my 35 grams of blueberries, my 10 grams of walnuts, and my scoop and a half of my whey protein, right? I'm going to have that. But instead of, eating the salmon, I'm going to still eat my salmon, but instead of eating the other stuff that come along with that just for the daily, you know what? I want a sandwich, but I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to get that sourdough. I'm going to toast it in the air fryer. I'm going to get some ground chicken breast and I'm going to weigh it. I'm going to weigh 200 grams of it and I'm going to make those into burger patties. And I'm going to put those in the air fryer. I'm going to give me some low-fat cheese. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to get some Greek yogurt, which I already got, but it's like vanilla. So I'm going to get some plain Greek yogurt. I'm going to season it. Put a little bit of lemon juice in that. That's going to add to my mayonnaise. I already got it written out. That's 533 calories. And it's all still macro friendly. And then for dinner, I can still eat, my vegetables and some more chicken. And then my yogurt on top of that. This journey don't have to be one of those things to where you just keep punishing yourself with chicken and rice or chicken and broccoli every day. That's not sustainable. That's why when people do the carnivore diet, I be like, damn, more power to you. Because I love me some fucking carbs. I'm going to have me some. That's just me. I'm going to have me some carbs. I love sweet potatoes. I love potatoes. So that's not a sustainable way to live for me, just eating only meat, cheese, and butter. That's not sustainable for me. So I'm doing this because it's sustainable. I can still have some carbs, just not as many, depending on the cut cycle or the lean bulk cycle that I'm in. It's whatever suits you and your personality. I know. Look, French fries, peanut butter, choco, but it's healthier ways to do it. Peanut butter, not so much, Sean. You can't sit there and eat a whole jar of Skippy because you're depressed. Oh, French fries, you can't just go to McDonald's and buy 6 large fries fresh because you're depressed. No, man. Go ahead. Get you 2 tablespoons. Spread it across that sourdough. Eat it. You know what? Enjoy those things. But you gotta account for it. Right? So you're not thinking, oh, I gotta start over on Monday. Or I gotta redo this or I gotta redo that. No, if it's within your macros, make the shit work. If you can't go over 2,400 calories, don't go over 2,400 calories. That's fine. Don't just stay below your calorie goal or stay right at it. Do what you got to do. Just don't overindulge. It's easier said than done. It truly is, because right now I'm at like a 1,700 calorie cut or some shit like that. And it's not easy, especially the further deeper that you're getting into it. It's psychological than a motherfucker because everything looks good. I made peach cobbler yesterday. Oh my God. It looked amazing, right? I even got so slick that when I was dumping it into the container, for the kids so they can have it later, because dude, my peach cobbler the best. And you pair that with some butter pecan ice cream, man, kids smash that thing. And it's cool. But even when I transferred it from the cast iron skillet over into like the Tupperware, I just used a spoon, get the little remnants out. I was just like, I didn't even feel guilty because it wasn't even ice cream and that. It was literally just a little remnants. Couldn't have been no more than like 10-30 calories, if that. But it don't matter because of my activity. I'm not a fat body who just sedentary. No, baby. I'm out here moving my body every single day for at least an hour. I'm picking up them weights every day for at least an hour. And the further you get along in this journey, you realize that you don't have to restrict yourself so much that you can't enjoy certain foods. Don't get me wrong. Luther was right. You eat 90 to 95% clean the whole year, it's going to be that 5 to 10% that you're going to fuck it up. And that's okay, because sometimes you need that reset mentally. I prefer to do it every 90 days because for me, I know The Rock does it. I only did it because The Rock did it. And I got to say, I think it was amazing. That was an awesome reset for me. I go 12 weeks of eating like super dedicated and super clean. But one day, and I mean one day, I go ape shit. But it's all healthy. I can't do, like, I know my next one, I'm gonna go get that protein pancake batter, and I'm gonna make me some protein pancakes with some blueberries in it and some walnuts, right? And mixed with some bananas. So it's almost like a banana bread, but it's pancakes. I'm gonna eat like 12 to 15 of those. And then I'm gonna get the chicken sausage instead of because I don't eat pork, but I'm gonna get the chicken sausage. That's packing hella protein. And I'm gonna eat some eggs. That's your protein and your fat. So yeah, granted, it's a shit ton of calories, but I won't feel as guilty because it's still good for the body, right? So, and then that's gonna be for breakfast. For lunch, I'm gonna make me some burgers and fries. I'm gonna get that sourdough bread. I'm gonna get that ground chicken or that ground turkey. I'm gonna get, make sure I'm making my own kind of mayo with the Greek yogurt based. And I'm gonna get me a whole bunch of potatoes and sweet potatoes and dump them in the air fryer. And we gonna have some French fries and some sweet potato French fries. And I'm gonna fuck that up, right? And then for dinner, I'm gonna make it even better. I'm gonna for sure get, dang, you know what? I'm gonna for sure get more potatoes, the white potatoes, and I'm gonna get some some lean ground chicken breast or some lean ground turkey. And I'm gonna put some cottage cheese over that with some honey and some seasoning, and I'm gonna fuck that bowl up too. But the only thing I will have real bad for that dessert is definitely for sure either gonna be some of my peach cobbler, or it's gonna with some buttered pecan ice cream, or it's gonna be some brownies, or it's gonna be some banana bread. That's the one thing that's not gonna be, the best, because I deserve that one, right? But it's not even a reward. It's simply, I can fucking have it. I worked real hard to get to where I am, guys. Y'all have no clue. People think, oh, you was 300 pounds and you went down to 190. Oh, good for you. Yeah, motherfucker, let me see you do it. Let me see you get up every day at 4 in the morning and go put yourself through hell. Let me see you, really change the way you think and really change your relationship with food. Because nowadays I look at food as fuel, because I know how I work out. And I don't go in there to pussyfoot around. I don't go in there to bullshit. I don't go in there to make friends. I go in there to look in that mirror and keep going. And I have to say, for the last 3-4 weeks, it's been hard to get in there and do it because I'm depleted. My body's exhausted. That's why during my rest days, I make sure I still get 10,000 steps, but I'm not lifting weights. I might do some push-ups, some sit-ups, but it's like I'm still learning not to overdo it. That's my problem. I overdo shit because I want to feel and look a certain way. But half this journey is fucking patience. That's why it's so easy for me to keep quitting in the beginning, because I didn't have the fucking patience. And guys, if your lady is helping you, if your lady meal prepping for you, man, show her some gratitude, man. Eat the food. Eat the food and do it the right way, because she don't have to help you. She don't have to waste her time getting your meals and shit ready, and you just gonna fuck it off anyway. That's real selfish and fucked up. And that's what I didn't realize. I just felt like, hey, you stay at home, you could do this shit. But then you look at the deeper part of it, bro, you being an insensitive asshole to her time. You know what I mean? So be mindful of these things, because it's only going to help you in the long run. That mindset, I'm telling you guys, that mindset shift is a motherfucker. Y'all had no idea how many times I wanted to smash those egg rolls today. You have no idea how many times I wanted to load up that entire fucking skillet of peach cobbler and damn near empty out a whole thing of butter pecan ice cream to go with it. I just thought it was funny because I'm gonna do it. And then I back off. I'm like, man, you ain't doing that shit. That ain't even what you want. For one, your stomach gonna hurt when you eat all that bullshit. And then I done got to the point where I really don't give a fuck about the scale no more, because the look is there, and I was told something today. It was actually pretty astounding. Just, going over some of my progress photos and shit. It's like, dude, you need to reframe your mind. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, bro, so what, you got a little loose skin on your back? He's like, do you know that that's a key sign of you getting lean? He's like, you have 2 little things right there. He's like, bro, who gives a fuck? He's like, if anybody got something negative to say about that, they're at least 30% body fat and they ugly as fuck. It's like, that's not, you should be proud of where you are. You should be proud of the little bit of things you got left, because look at where you came from. And when I look at where I started, man, them pictures was horrible. I was cooked. But that's what happens to your mind. You strive for perfection so much that those little imperfections fucks with your psyche, right? And I'm glad that it's fucking with my psyche, because a year ago, today would be July, whatever, I was still a fat motherfucker. As a matter of fact, last year today, I was on my way to Kosovo from Poland to go have dinner with my team. Straight up. And I was a fat body, because I still look at that picture and I look at me on the end, and I look how big my neck was. I look how big my face was. I look at that fold of fat that was on, back here, on your shoulder and shit when you turn around to take a picture and whatnot. And yeah, I had on my big gold necklaces. I had a thick ass Cuban link. I gave it to my son though, because really I don't need that shit no more, right? That's not a deterrent for me. It's not to say, oh, well, I may be fat, but look at this shit. That's what that stuff was for, vanity. This is personal. And it's not like, oh, look at me. But that Cuban and that death row piece, that shit was, hey, look at me. I may be big, but I got more than you. That's all that shit was. So, but now I'm more secure in who I am and what I am. I don't give a fuck about that no more. It's like, hey, I gave it to my son. Like, man, you can keep this shit. I don't need it no more. For what? I'm cool with who I am. And now when I look at that picture and I just remember that night, I had to be the loudest one there. I had to be the funniest one there. I had to make people, because that was my first time in Kosovo. That was my first time out there having lunch with that part of my team, because I know they wasn't with me in Poland. I had a team spread all across Europe. So when I'm going over there, spending time with them, of course, you had to put on. But if it was me now and I went out there, man, that shit would have been a way different scene. Just way more laid back, way more cool. Just letting shit come to you without having to try to force it, because, hey, I may be this, but look, look at me. I don't care about that shit no more. I'm telling you, everything changes. Your mindset, your attitude, how you view shit, the things you want to say, you're going to say now. The things you want to do, you're going to do. You're going to be doing shit you thought you'd never do. Straight up. Like, people say, I heard one of my homeboys say, yeah, I was talking to this person. It's like, yeah, you know, Sean's showing out now. Nah, Sean ain't showing out. Sean just don't give a fuck no more. You know what I mean? Like, for what? I'm not living for you. What you think, what you eat don't make me shit, and what you think ain't gonna make me do nothing. That's not what it is no more, man. And I pray that, you know, whoever's listening through this black hole, that you get to that level to where you finally just realize, man, fuck these people. I'm doing this shit for me. Because now it's easier for me to say no. It's easier for me to be like, nah, that don't benefit me. I'm not doing that shit. Regardless of the outcome, you know, you got to take care of yourself. You got to protect yourself because nobody ain't going to do it. And fellas, don't let society, oh my God, Luther hit on this shit in his video, his most recent video, about how society made it okay for people to be unhealthy, which is a great video. Y'all need to check that out. And society is a motherfucker. Society had you believing that it's okay to be fat. Society had you believing that it's okay to take these L's and look stupid while you're doing it. I think I found within me, right, going through this journey, yeah, fuck that. And I think the leaner, because I got to think back in April, I was still small. Like, I still took off a lot of weight because I think from in April, I was still like 215, 220, 215. So I was still at 95 pounds, 100 pounds lost. But I wasn't, you know, the V-taper wasn't as prominent as it is now. You know, I still had these things, but now they're more defined and shit. But my mind still didn't catch up with what was going on. I was still in those stages. Bruh, my mind done caught up to a lot of shit. That's why I call this the disruption stage, because I'm going to either say or do something that's going to disrupt some shit. You know, I'm not here for you. I'm not here for your entertainment no more. It's like, now I'm thinking a lot more clear. If it's going to be one way, it's going to be one way. But if I got to say something, it's going to definitely go the way the fuck I want it to go. And I'm not letting society make me feel, or I'm not letting anybody or society make me feel like because I want to do this or do that, it's wrong. Nah, fuck you, bro. I'm sorry. That's not what this party is no more. And I don't give a fuck. I just don't. That thought process don't bother me at all. I'm going to sit here and still be a man about my shit, but I'm going to be the man that I want to be, not the man that society says that I have to be. Go through this journey. Be the woman that you want to be, not what society tells you got to be. Be the man that you want to be, not what society tells you that you got to do. Growing up, I was always told, oh, you never hit a girl. And it's like, okay, I understand. But I understand why they say never hit a girl, because physically, I'm a big dude still. I may be, you know, trim, but I'm a big dude. I can't hit a woman like I would hit a man. I damn near kill her. But at the same time, motherfucker, you need to teach your daughter to keep your hands to keep her hands to herself. Because I see a lot of women who are straight go off on a dude and try to hit him and think, oh, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. And then get shocked as fuck when you get shook up or knocked the fuck out. You can't do that. And that comes from either you not being able to properly control your anger or emotions, or how you was brought up. So like I said, don't let society get y'all fucked up, because I've told my son, because I won't hit a woman. I don't believe in hitting women at all, right? I do think like there's a physical presence issue, but hey man, just take a second, think about the shit and walk away if it's that simple. And if you got sisters, how your sister handle that. But the way your mindset shift is what I'm saying. Like, don't fall for that societal shit of you have to fall into this category because society says so. Because society is fucked up. Seriously. Society had you out here paying for shit that you ain't really supposed to be paying for, but because it's the right thing to do via society's eyes, it's all fucked up. You know what I mean? That mindset shift, guys, is a motherfucker. Instead of starting over, instead of falling for the societal norms, move to the beat of your own drum. Don't tell nobody you're going to lose weight. Don't tell nobody you're on a fat loss journey to go do the shit, right? You fuck up and you go over your calories. All right, cool. Don't punish yourself trying to, oh, I got to earn back these calories. Bruh, just get back on track tomorrow. That's really all you can do. You already ate the shit. It's over and it's done with. Get back on fucking track tomorrow. Yeah, if the scale go up a little bit, who gives a fuck? Get back on scale. Get back on track tomorrow. Before, current. not before and after, right? You don't have an end date to this shit. This is who we are. This is your life now. You know, go into the description, book that Calendly time with me so we can go ahead and get you on that path. Because the few students I got now, oh, we love talking to each other. And they love talking to me because we talk about No One Mr. Nice Guy. We're going to be talking about As a Man Thinketh. It's like these books have really, really shown them some shit and how that's correlating into them working out and eating right. Hey, when you at ACA, Atlas Creed Athletics, I'm going to make sure that you see a whole nother perspective of what you've been taught. You see a whole nother perspective on how you should really look at it. And like I said, I still read these books because I'm not fucking perfect either. I still have moments to where I slip up, but then I go back into it and be like, oh man, that's life. Move on. It's cool. Like if any of y'all ever get the chance to play golf with me, and I hope some of you do, you'll see that I never get mad. I can come off of a great hole and completely blow up the next one, but I don't get mad. I just be like, damn. You can't get mad at the hardest game in the world. You can't. It's look, I've told these guys, the only person who can get mad at golf is Eldrick Taunt Woods, also known as Tiger Woods. He is the only person in the history of the game to damn near play it perfect. The only one. And ain't none of y'all beating him. And ain't none of y'all gonna ever be on his level. It's like you can't get mad at boxing if you fight Bud Crawford or you fight Floyd Mayweather. They are literally the best to ever do it for their size and their weight class. You can't get mad at that. They've mastered it. They took time to master it. Can't master golf. It's too unpredictable. Your body changes. Your mind changes. You get exhausted. There's too many factors. So you got to take the good with the bad, the crooked with the straights, right? And don't restart. Just get back on track. Because when you restart, you redo everything. Don't redo everything. Just get your ass back on track. So what, you fucked up your food today. All right, get back on track tomorrow. I told y'all before, I ate a whole damn loaf December 24th, 2025. 2 weeks into my journey, 3 weeks into my journey with Luther, I fucked around and ate a whole loaf of damn banana bread. Almost 800 grams of fucking banana bread. I told him, I was like, look, man, I done fucked up. The only thing Luther said was, hey, bro, get back on track tomorrow. He's like, the scale ain't gonna go up 2 pounds or a pound just because you ate 7,000 calories. He's like, did you eat that over your maintenance? I said, no, it's literally the only thing I had all day. Bro, you be fine. Get back on track. And what happened the next day? Scale went up 1.5. I got back on track. At the end of the week, I still hit my goal of losing 3 pounds that week. Don't let your mind fuck with you, fellas. Don't let your mind fuck with you, ladies. Just simply get back on track. Don't stop. Just get back on track. And don't play them fucking away games.